Hello all viewers, a very warm welcome to all of you. You're watching your favorite YouTube channel, your ultimate destination for mastering military history and current affairs. Today, we are back with part 2 of the current affairs for the month of May. If you haven't checked out part 1 yet, go back and watch it right after this one. It's packed with important questions you don't want to miss. Dosto, we've already prepared a PDF of all the question and answer sets discussed in both parts. This PDF is crafted with special attention to previous year papers and expected staff level questions, so you get exactly what you need. Feel free to call us on the number given below to grab your copy. Many students have already subscribed, and trust me, they're seeing the results. Our mission is to make military history and current affairs simple, smart, and effective. So if you're still on the fence, now is the time to act. Don't wait till it's too late. In today's video, we're going to discuss a total of 8 important questions from the second half of May. So make sure to stay till the end. If you're enjoying this content and finding it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support motivates us to keep delivering the best. Alright friends, let's get started with question number 1, which states, what are Taurus missiles and what are their key features and strategic objectives? Discuss their recent relevance in the context of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Let's us try to answer each part of the question sequentially. Part 1. What are Taurus missiles? Dosto, to make it simpler we have used Mnemonics, DDI. D. Definition. Taurus missiles are long-range missiles that are launched from aircraft. They are designed to hit hardened or fortified targets like enemy bunkers, bridges, and command centers. They are known for their high accuracy. D. Developed by. These missiles are made by Taurus Systems GmbH, a joint company between Germany and Sweden. Specifically, it's a partnership between MBDA Deutschland and Saab Bofors Dynamics. I. Introduced. The Taurus missile became operational in 2005. It was developed after Germany's earlier missile plan, Apache, failed in 1998. 2. Key features of Taurus missiles. Mnemonic, slow PN. S. Speed. Taurus flies at subsonic speed, about 1,170 km per hour. That means it's slower than the speed of sound, but still quite fast. L. Low detectability. It flies very low to the ground, 35 meters, to avoid being seen by enemy radar systems. This makes it stealthy and harder to shoot down. O. Over 500 kilometers range. It can hit targets over 500 kilometers away, which means the aircraft launching it can stay far from danger zones. W. Warhead. Mephisto. It carries a 480 kilograms warhead designed to destroy bunkers or heavily protected targets. The warhead is also programmable to penetrate specific targets in a precise way. P. Precision targeting. It uses advanced systems like infrared sensors, digital scene matching area correlation, DSMSE, and even a crash point backup to ensure it hits the right target accurately. N. Navigation. 4 systems. It has 4 navigation systems. INS, Inertial Navigation System. GPS, with anti-jamming. TRN, Terrain Reference Navigation. IBN, Image-Based Navigation. This makes it very reliable even if GPS signals are blocked. 3. Strategic objectives. Mnemonic, drop. D. Deep strikes. Taurus can hit high-value, deep targets behind enemy lines like bunkers, headquarters, or strategic bridges. R. Range for standoff. Its long range lets the launching aircraft stay far away from enemy air defenses, making missions safer for pilots. O. Operational flexibility. It can be used on different types of aircraft and in various missions, making it highly adaptable for modern warfare. P. Precision deterrence. Because it's so accurate and causes less collateral damage, it can act as a warning to the enemy without causing unnecessary destruction. 4. Relevance in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Mnemonic, RIGC. R. Range advantage. Taurus has a longer range, 500 kilometers, than similar weapons like the Storm Shadow, 250 kilometers, or ATACMS, 300 kilometers. This makes it useful for hitting deep targets like Crimea without entering danger zones. Intercepted talks, espionage. In February 2024, Russian intelligence reportedly intercepted a conversation among German Air Force officers discussing Taurus missile use in Crimea. This created political tension in Germany. German hesitation. Chancellor Olaf Scholz has refused to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine due to concerns it might escalate the war or directly involve Germany. Strategic impact. If used, Taurus could change the balance on the battlefield by hitting key Russian supply routes like the Kerch Bridge connecting Russia to Crimea. Current status, April 2025. As of now, Germany has not yet approved sending Taurus missiles to Ukraine. However, political pressure is growing, especially from Friedrich Merz, a CDU leader, and support from the UK, which may lead to a change in policy soon. That was all about the Taurus missile system, a powerful example of modern precision weaponry. Now let's shift our focus from the skies to the seas with question number 2. Which states, what is Operation Atalanta? And what are its key objectives and significance in maritime security? Discuss the role of international cooperation, particularly with the Indian Navy, in enhancing its effectiveness. 1. What is Operation Atalanta? Mnemonic FASH. F. Framework. Operation Atalanta is part of the European Union's Common Security and Defence Policy (CSDP). It also works under the backing of the United Nations Security Council with key resolutions like 1814, 1816, 1838, and 1846 supporting its mission. Area of operation. The mission mainly operates in the Gulf of Aden, the Red Sea, and parts of the Western Indian Ocean, including areas around Seychelles, Mauritius, and Comoros. Start and setup. It was launched in 2008, and after Brexit, its headquarters moved to Naval Station Rota in Spain. Humanitarian focus. One of its top priorities is to protect cargo ships carrying humanitarian aid, especially for the World Food Programme (WFP) heading to Somalia. 2. Key objectives of Operation Atalanta. Mnemonic PCCMS. P. Protect WFP vessels. Since 2008, Atalanta has ensured 100% safe delivery of aid to Somalia, a big achievement in a high-risk zone. C. Counter piracy. The mission works to deter, capture, and stop pirates in the region. For example, 70 pirates were apprehended in 2024, with the Indian Navy capturing 44 of them. C. Combat illicit flows. It also targets illegal activities like drug trafficking, arms smuggling, and terrorist financing, including the illegal charcoal trade linked to terror funding. M. Monitor fishing. Atalanta helps track and stop illegal, unreported, and unregulated IUU fishing off the Somali coast, which threatens the local economy. S. Support EU missions. It coordinates with other EU missions like UCAP and UTeam Somalia, helping stabilize the region both militarily and politically. 3. Significance in maritime security. Mnemonic STARSEA. S. Secures trade routes. Atalanta safeguards vital sea lanes like the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a key link for Europe-Asia trade. T. Threat reduction. Piracy. Pirate hostage cases have dropped dramatically from 736 in 2011 to nearly zero in 2024, a massive success. A. Advances EU presence. The mission strengthens the EU's naval and diplomatic presence in the wider Indo-Pacific region. R. Regional stability. By supporting Somalia and surrounding areas, Atalanta contributes to peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. C. Counter threats. It directly counters organized crime, narcotics, arms trafficking, and terror financing at sea. 4. Role of international cooperation, especially the Indian Navy, mnemonic, J pirates. J. Joint exercises. India has participated in key drills with Atalanta forces, like PASEX in 2017 and anti-piracy exercises in 2021. A new joint exercise is also scheduled for May 2025. P. Piracy response. In 2024, the Indian Navy captured 44 pirates and even intervened in the hijacking of MV Ruin, showcasing its quick action capability. I. Information sharing. India's Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, IFC-IOR, shares real-time maritime data with Atalanta's MSCOA to track threats quickly and accurately. R. Regional reach. The Indian Navy's strong presence in the Arabian Sea and Gulf of Aden boosts Atalanta's operational strength. A. Aid escort. WFP. In 2018, the Indian Navy escorted a WFP ship carrying 360 tons of food aid, showing its humanitarian commitment. T. Tactical interoperability. Indian and EU navies have practiced boarding operations, cross-deck landings, and more, helping both sides operate together more smoothly. E. Enhancing effectiveness. The EU-India Strategic Partnership 2022-2025 supports India's Sagar Doctrine, which stands for security and growth for all in the region. S. Shipping lane security. This partnership has helped reduce piracy incidents and made key shipping routes safer for global trade. That wraps up question 2. From securing shipping lanes to rescuing hijacked vessels, Operation Atalanta is a shining example of how international cooperation, especially with the Indian Navy, strengthens global maritime security. Ready for more? Let's continue with question number 3, which states, what is Bhutan's green cryptocurrency initiative? Discuss its key features and significance in promoting sustainable development and economic diversification in Bhutan. 1. What is Bhutan's green cryptocurrency initiative? Mnemonic, DCL. D. Definition. Bhutan is mining cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in a unique way, using 100% renewable hydropower. This makes it one of the most eco-friendly digital asset initiatives in the world. See context. The initiative was started by Dhruv Holding and Investments, DHI, in 2019 and expanded through a major partnership with Bidya in 2023. L. Leverage hydropower. Bhutan uses its 3.5 gigawatts of clean hydropower to run crypto mining farms, avoiding the massive carbon emissions typical of this industry. 2. Key features. Mnemonic, HEEST. H. 100% hydropower. All mining operations are powered solely by renewable hydropower, making the entire process carbon-free. E. Eco-friendly blockchain. Bhutan supports a sustainable blockchain ecosystem that minimizes environmental harm, a contrast to energy-intensive mining elsewhere. E. ESG appeal. The initiative aligns with environmental, social, and governance (ESG) goals, attracting green investors worldwide. S. Scalable infrastructure. Bhutan plans to expand hydropower capacity to 15 gigawatts between 2035 and 2040, showing long-term commitment. T. Tech integration. The project is part of a larger vision including AI and blockchain training, centered around the Galepu Mindfulness City, which aims to grow Bhutan's tech ecosystem. 3. Significance in sustainable development, mnemonic, green. G. GNH alignment. Bhutan's approach supports its unique philosophy of gross national happiness, GNH, which focuses on overall well-being, not just economic growth. R. Renewable leadership. Bhutan is positioning itself as a leader in green finance by combining clean energy with advanced tech. E. Environmental impact. Crypto mining usually harms the environment, but Bhutan's model reduces global carbon emissions from this sector. E. ESG synergy. This initiative is in sync with global ESG investment trends, increasing its global appeal. N. Neutrality in carbon. Bhutan is already carbon negative. This initiative reinforces that image, showing how tech and environment can go hand in hand. 4. Significance in economic diversification. Mnemonic RJFGG. R. Revenue stream. Bhutan has already generated hundreds of millions of dollars, with Bitcoin reserves worth $780 million, about 30% of its GDP. J. Job creation. This initiative is helping to train youth in blockchain and AI, addressing the 19% youth unemployment in Bhutan. F. Foreign investment. The partnership with Bitya brought in a $500 million investment, increasing foreign currency reserves and investor confidence. G. Goes beyond hydropower. Until now, Bhutan relied heavily on hydropower exports, 20% of GDP. This move brings in new digital finance sectors. G. Global hub goal. The Gelaphu Mindfulness City is Bhutan's ambitious plan to become a global leader in green digital finance and innovation. Bhutan's Green Crypto Initiative is not just about making money. It's about making sustainable money with clean energy, global partnerships, and a future-ready vision. This is a brilliant example of how even small nations can lead with big ideas. Now, get ready. We're heading to question number 4. But before that, dosto, we've used easy-to-remember mnemonics in every answer so that these important topics stay with you longer, especially useful for exams. So if you're understanding the concepts well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to your favorite YouTube channel. It really helps us reach more aspirants like you. Let's now move forward to our question number 4, which states, what is the Indus Waters Treaty, IWT? Discuss the recent suspension of the treaty by India, its implications for both India and Pakistan, and the significance of the treaty in bilateral relations. 1. What is the Indus Waters Treaty? Mnemonic, Brandy. B. Brokered by. The IWT was brokered by the World Bank after partition and was signed on 19 September 1960 by India and Pakistan. R. River allocation. The rivers were divided. Eastern rivers, Ravi, Beas, Sutlej, were allocated to India, around 20% of water. Western rivers, Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, went to Pakistan, about 80%. But India can use them for non-consumptive purposes like hydropower. A. Annexures for disputes. Disputes are resolved through structured mechanisms, including the Permanent Indus Commission, neutral experts, or a court of arbitration. N. No exit clause. The treaty is perpetual, with no exit clause. Changes are only possible through mutual consent, Article 12, 3. D. Data sharing. India and Pakistan regularly exchange hydrological data and conduct joint river inspections. 2. Recent suspension of the IWT by India, mnemonic, CATP. C. Context. On 23 April 2025, India suspended key aspects of the treaty after a terror attack in Pahalgam, 22 April, allegedly linked to the TRF, a Lashkar-e-Taiba offshoot. A. Actions enabled. India stopped data sharing, restricted inspections, and began building storage and flushing reservoirs like at Kishenganga. T. Timeline of prior steps. India had already stopped Ravi River flow in March 2025 and formally requested a treaty review in September 2024. P. Pakistan's response. Pakistan called it an act of war, suspended the Simla Agreement, and threatened to approach the ICJ. 3. Implications for India, mnemonic, H there. H. Hydrological sovereignty. India gains more control over the western rivers, allowing completion of long-pending projects like Pakal Dal. D. Diplomatic leverage. The move sends a strong message, linking water cooperation to counter-terrorism efforts. I. Infrastructure limits. Large-scale diversion or storage will still take 5 to 10 years, so short-term impact is limited. R. Risks. India may face global backlash for breaking a rules-based agreement. Also, China could retaliate on Brahmaputra flows. R. Regional benefits. Indian states like Punjab and Haryana could benefit from increased irrigation and hydropower generation. 4. Implications for Pakistan. Mnemonic ODL. A. Agricultural threat. Over 80% of Pakistan's farmland is irrigated through Indus waters. A disruption could cause major crop losses. W. Water scarcity. Cities like Karachi and Lahore may face urban water stress and worsening groundwater depletion. E. Economic impact. With agriculture contributing 23% of GDP and employing 70% of the rural population, the fallout could be massive. D. Dry season vulnerability. During low-flow winters, planting of wheat and other crops could be severely affected. L. Legal options. Pakistan may go to the ICJ or seek World Bank arbitration, though actual enforcement may be weak. 5. Significance in bilateral relations. Mnemonic CBA's-FS. C. Cooperation symbol. The IWT was a rare symbol of India-Pakistan cooperation with over 5,000 pages of shared data and regular inspections. B. Breaking point. The 2025 suspension marks the first of its kind, a move toward hydronationalism. S. Strategic leverage. India is now using water as a strategic tool to respond to terrorism. F. Future uncertainty. The treaty might need renegotiation. World Bank mediation is likely to play a role again. S. Survived 4 wars. Despite wars in 1947, 1965, 1971, and 1999, the treaty survived until now. That shows how significant this moment is. 6. Way forward. Mnemonic RIIMC. R. Renegotiation. Talks under Article 12(3) with the World Bank could introduce new terms for climate change and terrorism. I. Infrastructure development. India needs to invest in storage, dams, and diversion systems, a long-term strategy. I. International mediation. Countries like the US and institutions like the World Bank could help de-escalate tensions. M. Mitigate terrorism. Pakistan must crack down on cross-border terrorism to restore confidence. C. Climate adaptation. The IWT needs to be updated for glacial melt, changing rainfall, and seasonal shifts. Dosto, this treaty isn't just about water. It's about peace, sovereignty, and strategy. The 2025 suspension could change the very foundation of India-Pakistan relations. Alright, Dosto, that was a heavy one, but an important one. Now let's move to question number 5, which states, what are Dhruv Advanced Light Helicopters, ALH? Discuss their key features, roles in India's defense forces, and the significance of their recent return to service in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's start. 1. What are Dhruv ALH helicopters? Mnemonic DIV. D. Definition. Dhruv is a twin-engine, multi-role utility helicopter used in both military and civilian roles. I. Indigenous development. Developed by HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, with help from Germany's MBB. Its first flight was in 1992, and induction began in 2002. V. Variants. Comes in several versions. Mark 1, Mark 2, Basic. Mark 3, Advanced Military. Mark 4 Rudra, fully weaponized. Over 330 units built by 2025. 2 key features. Mnemonic GKSPF. G. Glass cockpit. Fully digital avionics with multifunction displays. C. Composite airframe. Built with carbon fiber materials, lighter, stronger, and fuel efficient. A. Advanced systems. FADEC, full authority digital engine control, plus moving map systems for smarter navigation and engine control. S. Self-protection suite. Includes chaff flare dispensers, infrared suppressors, and radar warning receivers. E. Electro-optical pod, equipped with FLIR, laser rangefinders, and onboard health monitoring. P. Performance. Speed, up to 280 km per hour. Range, around 650 km. Ceiling, operates up to 6.5 km. F. Engines. Uses to Shakti 1H1 turboshaft engines, co-developed with Safran, France, generating 1,200 kW each. 3. Roles in India's Defence Forces, Mnemonic, STCVRC. S. Search and Rescue, SAR. Deployed in disasters like Uttarakhand floods, 2013, and high-risk zones. T. Troop transport. Can carry 14 soldiers or 1,200 kilograms cargo, crucial in Siachen and Ladakh. C. Casualty evacuation. Evacuated soldiers during Kargil War, also used in peacetime medical emergencies. V. VIP transport. Trusted for secure VIP movement, especially in rough terrain. R. Rapid deployment. Can airdrop equipment, insert troops, or carry 1,500 kilograms underslung loads. C. Combat role, Rudra variant. Equipped with 20 mm cannon, rockets, and Mistral missiles. Users include Army 159, Air Force 70, Navy 25, Coast Guard 16, plus civilian users like ONGC. 4. Significance of return to service in Jammu and Kashmir 2025. Mnemonic GRSHLC. G. Grounding. After a crash in Ladakh on 25th January, 20% of the fleet was grounded due to suspected rotor blade issues. R. Return. In April 2025, helicopters resumed service after safety audits and blade replacements by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. S. Strategic impact. Enables anti-terror OPS in Anantnag, patrols along line of control, and delivers logistic support. H. High-altitude role. Performs excellently in 5,000 to 6,000 meter zones like Siachen, a rare feat. L. Logistics restoration. Restores winter supply lines to forward outposts cut off by snow. C. Challenges. 12 crashes since 2002, 4 between 2023 to 25, led to scrutiny, but Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is improving designs, especially rotor hinge systems. 5. Significance for India's defense and self-reliance, Mnemonic IDIF. I. Indigenous milestone. 90% parts made in India, including Shakti engines and avionics, reducing import dependency. D. Defense readiness. Over 250 operational units across the Army, Navy, Air Force, providing all-weather, all-terrain support. E. Export potential. Already sold to Nepal, Mauritius, Maldives, Ecuador deal worth $100 million. A. Economic impact. HAL's ALH program supports 10,000 crore rupees order book and 50,000 plus jobs in Bangalore alone. F. Future plans. Upcoming ALH MKV Naval variant 2027. 300 plus new units planned by 2035. Incorporation of AI-based health monitoring systems. Dosto, the Dhruv isn't just a helicopter. It's a symbol of India's aerospace ambition and military resilience. With its return to the skies of J&K, India strengthens both its border defense and its Make in India spirit. तो दोस्तों, अगर आपको ध्रुव का पावर समझ आया हो, तो वीडियो को लाइक करना ना भूलना. और चलिए, अब चलते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 की तरफ. It states, what are the key features and roles of INS Surat in enhancing India's maritime capabilities? Also explain the significance of Exercise Aakraman conducted by the Indian Air Force. Let's answer it one by one. 1. INS Surat Overview. Mnemonic VPS. V. Vishakhapatnam class. Part of the Project 15B stealth-guided missile destroyers, INS Surat is the fourth and final ship in this class. P. Production. built by Mazago Dock Shipbuilders, launched in 2022 and commissioned in January 2025. S. Strategic objective. Enhances coastal defense, long-range strike power, and flexibility in the Indian Ocean region, IOR. 2. Key features of INS Surat, Mnemonic, S. Aimbrack. S. Stealth design. Angular hull and composite materials reduce radar signature. M. Mrasam. Equipped with 32 Barak 8 missiles, striking targets 70 to 150 km away, ideal for aerial missile defense. B. BrahMos missiles. Carries 16 supersonic BrahMos, Mach 3, 300 to 600 km, one of the fastest cruise missiles in the world. R. Radar and combat systems. Features ASA MF Star radar, Hassain-G sonar, and fully network-centric warfare systems. A. Anti-submarine warfare. Armed with Varunastra torpedoes, ASW rockets, and helicopter-based detection systems. C. COGAG propulsion. Powered by 4 gas turbines, 64,000 horsepower, enabling speeds over 30 knots and range of 7,500 kilometers. H. Helicopter OPS and AI. Operates to helicopters or drones with AI-enabled combat and maintenance systems. 3. Roles in enhancing maritime capabilities, Mnemonic, SC fans. S. Sea skimming interception. Mrasam successfully intercepted low-flying threats in April 2025 trials. C. Coastal surveillance. Keeps an eye on Arabian Sea anti-piracy patrols and smuggling prevention. F. Fleet protection. Protects carrier groups like INS Vikrant with missile shields. A. ASW OPS. Tracks and neutralize subs, vital against underwater threats from Pakistan or China. N. Network-centric warfare. Links with IAF, Navy, and Quad allies for integrated operations. S. Strike and deterrence. Ready for preemptive BrahMos strikes. Asserts India's maritime edge. 4. Exercise Aakraman. Overview. Mnemonic, FAT. F. Full spectrum drill. Conducted by IAF from April 24th to 26th, 2025 across the Central Theatre to test combat readiness. A. Aircraft involved. Included Rafale, Su-30 MKI, Mirage 2000 and elite Top Gun pilots. T. Trigger. Held just 2 days after the Pahalgam terror attack 22nd April 2025, in which 26 civilians were killed. 5. Significance of Exercise Aakraman. Mnemonic, CPSMO. C. Combat readiness. Simulated high-intensity warfare with electronic warfare, radar jamming, and aerial dogfights. P. Precision strikes. Meteor, Rampage, and ROX missiles tested, all capable of depenetration targeting. S. Strategic messaging. Sent a clear message. India will retaliate if provoked. M. Modernization showcase. Demonstrated synergy between Rafale, Su-30 MKI, and S-400 systems. O. Operational flexibility. Jets were rapidly redeployed from eastern to central sectors, showcasing agility. H. Historical context. Echoes past post-attack drills. Pakistan reacted by issuing NOTAMs, mobilizing AWACS aircraft, and placing units on alert. Dosto, INS Surat is not just a warship, it's a floating fortress with stealth, speed, and firepower. Paired with exercises like Aakraman, India is showing it can defend land, sea, and sky with equal precision. Let's dive into question 7, Simla Agreement, key features, objectives, and violations. 1. What is the Simla Agreement? Mnemonic, DSBP. D. Definition. A bilateral peace treaty signed after the 1971 Indo-Pak War on 2nd July 1972 in Shimla. S. Signatories. Indira Gandhi, India, and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, Pakistan. B. Background. Came after India's victory and the creation of Bangladesh. India held 93,000 Pakistani prisoner of wars, giving major leverage. P. Purpose: to normalize ties and ensure peaceful resolution of disputes, especially Kashmir. 2. Objectives of the agreement, mnemonic, DBDP. D. Durable peace: stability in South Asia and preventing future wars. B. Bilateral dispute resolution: all conflicts to be resolved bilaterally, no third-party mediation. D. Diplomatic normalization: restoration of trade, travel, communication, and repatriation of prisoner of wars. P. Prevent future conflicts: respect for sovereignty, territorial integrity, and non-aggression. 3. Key features, mnemonic, BLSDP. B. Bilateral resolution: Kashmir and other disputes to be addressed between the two nations only. L. Line of control, LOC. The ceasefire line was renamed LOC, to be respected by both. S. Sovereignty: no interference in each other's internal matters. D. Diplomatic normalization: embassies reopened and prisoner of wars released by 1974. P. Progressive measures: promote scientific, cultural, and people-to-people ties. 4. Violations of the Simla Agreement, mnemonic, KTCCVRS. K. Kargil War, 1999. Pakistan violated Article 4(2) by infiltrating LOC. T. Third-party lobbying: despite agreeing to bilateral talks, Pakistan repeatedly raised Kashmir at the UN. C. Cross-border terrorism: attacks by Let, Jame, example, 26/11's Mumbai, Pulwama 2019, broke the spirit of the pact. CV. Ceasefire violations: in 2020 alone, over 4,645 LOC violations by Pakistan. Rupees. Recent suspension, 2025. Pakistan suspended Simla Agreement after India's IWT withdrawal and SVS operations. 5. Significance in Indo-Pak relations, mnemonic, BLNCGC. B. Bilateral framework: set the template for all future Indo-Pak talks. L. LOC sanctity: helped maintain LOC status quo for decades. N. Normalization efforts: enabled trade, 5,000 crore rupees, CBMs like the Delhi-Lahore bus. C. Current crisis, 2025. Suspension by Pakistan marks a major diplomatic breakdown. GC. Global credibility: India often cites Simla to push for bilateral resolution, rejecting third-party pressure. 6. Way forward, mnemonic, BCT Mir. B. Backchannel diplomacy: revive secret talks like during 2004-07 track to diplomacy. C. CBM restoration: resume Wagha crossing, bus rail services, promote peace. T. Terrorism accountability: Pakistan must act on Let, Jame to restore trust. M. Modernize agreement: add clauses on cybersecurity, climate disputes, and hybrid threats. I. International support: use Quad, UAE pressure to contain cross-border terrorism. R. Regional stability: link Simla revival to SAARC reactivation for broader peace. So dosto, Simla Agreement was not just a paper, it was a promise, one that got broken multiple times. और 2025 में, जब पाकिस्तान ने ISE सस्पेंड कर दिया, एक नया डिप्लोमैटिक शोडाउन शुरू हो गया. Coming up next, question 8. Are you ready? Here it is. What is Exercise Desert Flag-10? And what is its significance for India's military cooperation with the UAE and other participating nations? Also, mention India's other key military exercises with the UAE. Exercise Desert Flag-10, mnemonic, Flag UP. F. Full form and overview. Premier Multinational Air Combat Exercise, hosted by the UAE Air Force. L. Location and participants. Held in the UAE, participants include Australia, Bahrain, France, Germany, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Turkey, UK, US, and India. A. Aim and objectives. Enhance interoperability and operational synergy. Promote mutual understanding through complex air combat scenarios. Exchange global best practices in air warfare. G. Global significance. Facilitates multilateral defense cooperation. Strengthens strategic partnerships in the Middle East and beyond. U. Units and equipment deployed. India deployed MiG-29 fighters and Jaguar aircraft. P. Platform for combat readiness. Showcases IAF's frontline combat capabilities. Enhances combat readiness in a multi-nation environment. Significance for India's military cooperation. Mnemonic, strike. S. Strategic partnership enhancement. Reinforces India-UAE defense ties and strengthens India's presence in West Asia. T. Training synergy. Builds operational experience in multinational air combat settings and facilitates skills exchange with advanced air forces. R. Regional security cooperation. Boosts regional stability and cooperation in the Gulf region and beyond. I. Interoperability boost. Improves coordination mechanisms among allied air forces. K. Knowledge sharing. Exchange of combat strategies and technological best practices. E. Exposure to global standards. Aligns the IAF with global air combat standards. India's other key military exercises with UAE. Mnemonic, CETZ. C. Cyclone, Desert Cyclone. Land-based army exercise focusing on army interoperability. E. Eagle, Desert Eagle. Bilateral Air Force combat exercise enhancing aerial combat tactics. T. Talwar, Zayed Talwar. Bilateral naval exercise focusing on maritime security cooperation. ZZ, Desert Night. Trilateral Air Force exercise involving India, UAE, and France, promoting multilateral air combat synergy. So friends, Exercise Desert Flag-10 is a key example of how India is boosting its military cooperation with the UAE and other global powers, enhancing combat readiness, interoperability, and strategic partnerships. Thank you all for joining me on this journey, dosto. If you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And dosto, make sure to grab your copy of the best study material to stay ahead in your preparation. After all, preparation matters, and preparing from the best resources is exactly what you need at this stage. Till then, stay tuned, keep pushing, and Jai Hind.